Well, good morning, and welcome to Oaken's webinar on um, sharing what we do from our platform. Where at Oaken, we think that your most important asset, as you well know, is your land. And we wanted to do another webinar here to just introduce you to our product, introduce you to what our product can do for your farming operation or your farm management operation. And so we'll just jump right into it. Let me just start by introducing myself. My name's Ron Dunker. I've been in agriculture for 32 years, all with the same company. I am now the head of business development for Oaken, and I live here in the Midwest. I live in Iowa, and I was raised on a corn, bean, and cattle operation in Southeast Iowa. So I'm excited to now be a part of Oaken and the platform that Oaken is. So what is Oaken? Oaken is a customer relationship lease management platform. I call it a CRLM, and it's the only one that is 100% ag focused, and that it is designed by growers for growers. And I'll get into that a little bit. But what we do is we manage your customer relationships on leases and land opportunities. We manage your land assets, right, with your company or with your farming operation. We do task management. We help from a finance standpoint. Again, it's the only one on the market that is 100% ag focused. So about Oaken, who are we? Oaken is a was incubated out of Purdue University. Their Dial Venture Group, they are their ag group reaches out to industry growers and says, "What can we help with?" And they bring those ideas back to the ag group and have fellows develop business plans and develop ideas um, to help with these areas that they need. And one of the feedback items that came out of that from growers and farm managers, we have a grower platform and a professional farm management platform. So they surveyed both ag influencers and they said we need help with land leasing, land management, task management, and the finances that go into that. And we'll dive into that a little bit. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what we're doing. So Purdue came out of that and said, "Hey, we need to, let's develop this." So our founder developed the platform. It was selected as one of the new platforms to come out of their Dial Venture Group, and so we're excited to be a Midwest-based company out of Purdue University, out of their ag innovations department. And so we're very excited about that. And we're backed by a lot of industry leaders that understand agriculture and understand the needs of agriculture. So it's exciting for us to be a part of that. Our executive team, you see here in the middle right-hand part of the page, our founder, Shashi, has over 20 plus years of experience in finance tech, where he was at MasterCard during that time. So over 20 years at MasterCard in the fintech department. Our Chief Technical Officer, Anwar, he has over 30 years in development of SaaS platforms that what Oaken is. And then my 30 plus years. So we're a startup company with over 70 plus years of experience on the executive team. You can see that we've on the bottom left-hand side, we've been recognized. These are just a few of the different technical awards that we've won here in the last few, year and a half. But that's not what's important to us I mean, it's nice to have those. It's nice to be recognized. But what we really are proud of is the customer base that we're building and the customers that we have and what the customers say about us. We have a whole host of different customers, whether they be large farm management firms, whether they be um, you know uh, uh, growers, large growers that are using our platforms, investment firms that are all engaged in land management, task management, lease management, help paying, the financing and those sorts. That's what's important to us. We offer a white glove treatment to these customers, and we're excited. This is an exciting platform. When I saw what Oaken was doing, having spent a large part of my career in a lot of different technical aspects that helped growers and farm managers be successful. What I saw what Oaken was doing based off what I had learned over the last 11 years or so from the knowledge I gained from the customers that I worked with, that there was a need for this space, and we'll get into that, right? We are a cloud-based platform, Google Cloud. So that means it's mobile. You can take it anywhere. You can access it, on mobile devices. You can take it to other aspects of it's mobile, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And we're integrated with QuickBooks, we're integrated with DocuSign, and we're integrated with Acres. So from a mapping perspective, I like to talk about the name Oaken. The name Oaken is just that, is Oaken for like oaken tree, an oak tree. So we're Oaken. We're very, it's supposed to be a centralized place for you to put information about your farm, about your farm management operation into Oaken. It's there, it's sturdy, it's strong, it's always there, it's resilient. It's something that allows you to scale your business. You see the rings up in the right-hand corner of the logo. That means that it's scalable and growable, growing your operation. So that is what Oaken is. It's there for you, man. When I was a kid growing up on the farm, we had an oak tree right out in our front yard, right? We sat under it cool in the summertime. I climbed it. We had swings under it. It was always there providing us, the needs. And that's really the premise of the logo, and the thought behind the words of the logo is it being that centralized management tool for your farming operation. Okay. So what's the problem? I mean, let's just start right there. What is the problem that Oaken is trying to solve, right? Oaken is there right now. There is really nothing on the market that is 100% ag focused, that is a technology that is focused on the number one asset on your farm. It's the land, right? There's a lot of technology going into agronomy. There's a lot of technologies going into machinery. There's a lot of technologies going into grain handling, all those different aspects in agriculture. But as I always say, what Oaken is focused in on is the most important asset, right? That creates it all. You don't plant a bag of seed, or you don't integrate a new technology in a bag of seed or a chemistry without the land. And that is where Oaken is focused on. Your operation is your land, and that being able to manage. I had a person tell me, yeah, we build sheds, to put our tractors in. We invest in that. We invest in new grain handling equipment or green handling operations on our farm. But I've really never thought about putting a focused management system for the management of our land. And that's what we do, because it all starts there, and that's what you pass on to future generations. So this generational shift, we know that, it's happening right now. There's going to be more vacant landowners that you're going to have to deal with, more parties of, individuals in those vacant landowner leasing operations and relationships, and those relationships and payments just get more complex. Oaken helps you with all that. It helps you manage the leases, reminds you of leases when they're due, the payments are due, helps you with expenses, helps you with the relationships of who gets what and percentage wise. Again, there is nothing out there, right? To see. So, when we go in and talk to customers, they'll show us files that are, 11 to 12 inches thick of all the documentation, the leasing, the yield maps, the insurance information, all that's in there, and that's all great. But is that scalable, right? And our three-ring binder, full of documentation. Is that scalable? Is that something that you can take to your financial institution, your insurance institution, other advisors on your farm to help you grow? Is that scalable? Is that something that you can pass on to that next generation? So Oaken allows you to do that, and allows you to also build greater customer relationships. So we'll get into that just a little bit too. So what are the benefits? So of all those problems, the land, ownership, the vacant land ownership, the amount of land that's going to be transitioning to new landowners, and the ability to manage the leasing, manage the relationships. But what's really neat about Oaken as well is, as a grower, you can create a 401k relationship with them on their number one asset that you're working on, which is their land. So as a grower, we have a portal where you can create a 401k experience with all the leases, all the expenses, all the improvements you've made on the farm, videos, um, any, documentation you need to get in there, any file types you need to get in there, and then you can create that for your landowner. So the grower can say, hey, we've opened up our portal on behalf of our farm for you, and you can view this asset and you control all the information as a grower or a farm manager. You control all that information, and they can see all that documentation in there. It's an amazing experience. It's one of the Cadillac features of the Oaken platform. So we help you build new revenue streams. We help save labor. We increase ROI, and it scales your business. We absolutely have folks say that, I have folks in my farming operation that spend, a lion's share of their time with leases, mailing out leases, maybe driving leases to places, and that's fine and all. But as those relationships get more complex, those leases, you'll be able to send them digitally through Oaken. Oaken allows you to do that. I've had folks tell me that this is a reachable technology, meaning that they were able to save at least 2 to 3 times on labor costs, right? They're not paying labor. When someone transitions out, they don't have to backfill because the Oaken CRLM platform allows for those efficiencies where that's like, maybe if two people were doing that job, now one can do it. So they're saving on labor costs, taxes, benefits, all those things. It's a direct, reachable, scalable technology. So it digitizes your leasing process and your farm management operations. And so it takes your leases. We can upload them. You can build your own leases in the system, and it'll break out the payments. It'll break out the payment cycles. It'll help you with expenses on those leases. All that comes back to the lease, and we'll show you the platform. I'm trying to keep this to a half an hour to 40 minutes just to give you an understanding of what we do. If you would like to do a demo, you can reach out to me at ron@oaken.ag. We also have a demo scheduling, a scheduler on our website at oaken.ag and you can schedule a demo there. But so it enhances, all aspects. It centralizes your communications, your documents, your payment information. We don't do lease negotiations. The information that goes in there, we help you. We give you the white glove treatment. We can get you 80-90% of the way up and running, and then we pull out of the system, and the system is yours. We do not do lease negotiations, nor do we care, the different lease numbers and all that. We are actually a pure management platform for your operation. Um, so let's just go in. So we talked about the relationship side, and that's what's really unique about our platform is a lot of times technologies kind of push, relationships out. Actually, with Oaken, it draws them back in. We do things based off of what our customers, when we develop the platform, we got customer feedback routinely that we even do things like you can send out e-cards from your Oaken platform to the landowners you're working with, or other advisors on your farm that you're working with, anniversaries, all those things. It manages your addresses, it manages your financial contacts, your insurance contacts. It manages all of that. And so and it's got a great search function. I'll show you that as well. It's very uh, it's very customizable, so you can do a lot of different things so it meets your particular needs. We talked about the DocuSign. I think I did at the very beginning, but a DocuSign allows you to share a lot of information, conduit of information back and forth, signing of leases, signing of other, needed documentation that goes back and forth on Oaken. So it's just an efficient, time saving. Again, return on investment is all, really quick. And it's exciting to see a technology that is needed and that people know. And we'll get into that as well. So the leases, we can consume all different types of leases, custom, rented, variables, all those different types of leases we can do. We can consume all those in our programs. We'll manage all of those. We even support verbal leases, and so all those as well. So what's also nice about Oaken is uh, a record, a history of like who touched the lease, who made a note. So you, as an administrator, or like your general manager of the farm, or someone that's in the back offices managing a lot of this information, you can do that. It helps you also manage tasks on the farm. So if you need folks to work on the planters, your employees will get email reminders. They'll get text reminders. Hey, did you work on the planter? Did you work on the sprayer? Did you work on the combine? Did you tear that fence out on that 80 acres or whatever that is? It also helps you manage your operations from a task management and people management standpoint. It also allows you to get notifications. Like I said, on the leasing side, it will remind you, right? If a lease payment is due, it will remind you that there's lease payments due. And so that's really important, right? If you're trying to, you don't want to miss a payment for your landlords. And that's very important. You can also take notes. So if you see someone at an event, or you have a phone call with someone, you can take a note and say, hey, from a land prospecting standpoint, hey, I need to follow up with Sally Jones. She wants me to potentially farm another 180 acres or 300 acres, whatever that is. I need to follow up with her in 6 months. We all get busy. Oaken will remind you to follow up with Sally Jones in 6 months. So it's extremely important tool for personally when you're trying to also personally manage multiple tasks on your farm. Remember, Oaken is that central hub that helps you manage all many different aspects of your farm: leasing, customers, which are your landowners, your employees, um, your other advisors on your farm. It helps with that as well. So on the payment side, it'll auto calculate payments based on the variable leases. So that, like I said, if some people get a certain percentage, maybe you're working, a lot of times when we sit down with customers, we hear, well, I have one point of contact for that lease, and they get the entire payment. And then we sit down with other people and say, well, on this particular lease, I have 8 different payments that I have to figure out. Well, Oaken does that for you, right? And it also reminds you when those payments are due. Very powerful tool, very powerful platform for you and your farm. And it keeps a lease schedule, and there's a dashboard that shows you all of this information. It tracks expenses against it, leases. We are integrated with QuickBooks, so you can upload leases. We don't make payments at this time. The feedback from our customers that helped us design it and growers that helped us design it is we are looking at that, and we're working on that that is in our future plans to develop, but we don't make payments, but we do help you reconcile those payments, right? So the land portal, that's that 401k experience. Again, as a landowner, as a farm manager, you control every aspect of that. You can send information to your insurance agent using the portal. Anybody you have a contact, plumber, I mean, you can put all that information into Oaken and create that experience. You can create a great customer experience, and that's important, right? You want customers that when they work with you, they know how professional of an operation you are, and that this is just taking that professionalism, that customer service to that next level. And we're very proud of that piece in Oaken. You can put, even your if you have a newsletters, all those things, all that information can go into Oaken, and you can share it. And I'm going to dive into real quickly to the platform just so you can see it. Um, so what solutions are out there? You probably see some of these. You say, "Yep, we use a spreadsheet. Yep, we use just pure hard files, and all that's fine. That's served you well for years. We get it. But Oaken allows you to bring all that into one place and digitize it. There's nothing out there that's digitizing relationships, the leases, the payment management. we are the only platform that's out there, right? We're not doing grain marketing and all those other aspects. We are really focused in on, remember, that number one asset that you have at your land. It all begins with that. And that's what I love, how focused this platform is for your farming needs. Um, and so there's no portal for the asset management to share. And I like to say, there are succession planning tools, but I like to really focus in on more transitions. So if you have family members that are wanting to transition and take over the farm, and you're maybe wanting to retire or step back a little bit, what's really nice about Oaken is all the leasing information, all the contact information, all the customer information, all that is readily available and searchable. And the individuals, it makes the transition to the operation of the land and the management of the land much, much simpler, where they're not having to dig in files for hours to try to figure it out. They can just go into Oaken, and all that information is right there. So I really like it from a transition standpoint. We certainly have people that are using it as a succession tool as well, and the sustainability efforts, right? So one, sustainability for your farm to keep it lineage and those individuals that are going to be operating your farm in the future, but also from a portal standpoint, if you are doing sustainability initiatives, you can put all that on the portal as well for your customers, so they can see maybe it's a windmill project, maybe it's a water conservation project, whatever you're working on, all that information can go into the portal as well. So that's that. Here on this one, there are other types of, I guess, CRMs out there, but none of them are ag focused. And like I said, provide a white glove treatment for you. We check all the boxes: customer relationship, document management, lease management, map integrations with acres, task management. We just check all the boxes because, one, we were designed by growers for growers, and Oaken creates an amazing value to your operation, scales your operation, allows you to scale your operation. It's better. Provide you better service because we came out of Purdue University. We understand ag. We listen first, learn about your operation. If you sit down and say, hey, we want to talk to you about Oaken and we want to have a demo, we listen to you first because we want to make sure that our platform can do what you need to do, and we will tell you if it can or it can't. But it does, everything that I've talked about, it does it extremely well, and our customers are extremely satisfied with the platform. And so, again, a Midwest-based company out of Purdue University, and we're the only ag focused out there. There's a lot. This is my there's other services that may be out there. One, they're not ag focused. One, they weren't designed by growers or farm managers. And two, they just try to stick a square peg in a round hole. And ours is the exact opposite. We are a round peg in a round hole, and we fit very nicely into your current management and help you upgrade your current management. So onboarding, like I said, it's a white glove treatment. We get you up and running a lot. Some customers like to just use it themselves and get going, build their leases, upload their leases, and get the system running themselves. We will provide the service that you need to get you going. It's not like other tech firms where they just kind of let you go and say good luck. We will continue to have routine follow-up calls with you, do the training, send you some training modules, and making sure that you understand and are clear on what the platform can do for your operations. And we're always available to make sure that it's our goal that you have a successful experience with Oaken. So what does Oaken do? Lease management. It streamlines your communications, helps you make better decisions on your farm, helps you do a lot in the regards of prospecting as well. On-farm efficiencies are through the roof on this as well. We're seeing customers tell us that they're getting 40% better efficiencies, 50% better efficiencies in just workflows. We're talking better customer relationships. Oaken is a platform that allows you to bring a customer closer. Like I said, a lot of technologies that are out there don't bring the customer close. Oaken brings that customer close to you, sends them an e-card, sends them a birthday wish, sends them an anniversary wrist, sends them, hey, we're having a barbecue, for all of our landowners. Come on over, right? You can do that, all that through Oaken. It's that powerful of a tool again, and that's feedback directly from our growers and that 401k experience. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Growth opportunities, right? Are your, my question to you is, are your current lease management, relationship management, task management, the way you're doing tasks around your farms, maybe you're growing so fast you need something to help people know, identify what their roles are on the farm. Maybe you have a field tech one. What's the field tech one roles? If you maybe you have an agronomist, what's the agronomist roles? You can build all that in Oaken so that those individuals know that there's tasks. And maybe if someone leaves and you backfill that field tech one person, they'll know exactly what they need to do because you'll have that built into Oaken from a task management standpoint. Record keeping's, digitized, it's through the roof. You can take Oaken, to your financial institutions. Maybe you have to send specific leases to insurance agents or those sort of things. You don't have to sort through your files anymore. You can just click on the leases that you want, send them to the individuals that you need them to that you're working with on for those leases. So that's just one thing. We talked about the transition piece and we talked about the ROI. Again, you saving money through efficiencies and reduced labor costs. We have folks that have reduced their labor, and what they pay for Oaken, they are getting at least 3 times ROI on what cost to implement Oaken versus what they're paying for, say, someone to do that task. Okay. All right. So if you want to connect, we're going to jump into soon here the live demo. But if you want to connect, you can book a demo at oaken.ag. You can get a hold of me, give me a call. I love to talk and listen and learn about your operation. 515-494-6374 is my cell. It'll also be on the email. The other thing is we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn. We have customer testimonials. These are non-paid customer testimonials. I will preface that these are customers that really do believe in our product and how it's helped their operation, and they've been gracious enough to give us testimonials. We'd be happy to, give you, a name so you can talk to folks too about Oaken, and learn about what their experience has been with our company. So, if you want to book a demo, you go on oaken.ag. There's a spot to do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the live demo. I'm going to switch over here. Okay. So this is the live demo here. And what you see is this is what you would open up to every day. So this is the dashboard as you see. And you come in here and see. So what you see is one is how many acres you actually are under lease, right? So we find that, a lot of growers have 40, 50, 60% of their land leased. So that'll show you how many acres. And then it just shows you how many land partners you have. When we say land partners, those are land owners that you have for those particular leases, right? It'll tell you about the work tasks that are coming up. So there's currently nothing up here, but you can see all your work tasks. Like there's a birthday coming up. There's a follow-up here, due date coming up with myself. These are just things we've populated, but you can go in here and take actions. You can delete them if they're completed. So when I say work tasks for your field tech ones or your farm managers, new farm managers maybe that you have, they can get in there and see you can build out all the tasks that they need to do over the season, right? And that's pretty impressive. There's a calendar here that talks about like there's lease payments coming up, birthdays coming up. You can take a note, say, hey, talked with Sally and wants me to farm more land, right? Wants me to farm more land. And you can set maybe it was a phone call, maybe you saw her in the store, right? And you want to set a follow-up date that 6 months out, blah, 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 whatever that particular date is, you set that and you assign your name here, right? So Dunker, let's see if I come up. So sign Dunker, and then you can add a note, and you'll get reminders in 6 months to follow up with Sally to from a prospecting standpoint uh, uh, follow up around that land, right? So that's pretty important. You can also see. Let me go back here. Now let me just go back to the dashboard. So then let's just keep going here. So then you see all the lease renewals that are due. So you have some lease renewals coming in here, right? 8/6, the lease expires. Adam's name, it has all the amount. And so it tells you all that. Remember, we talked about the history. It keeps a history of everything that you have done in Oaken. And let's say you accidentally delete something, you can go into settings and you can retrieve it. You don't want, you have to actually double confirm you want to delete something. So you really never ever delete anything off of here. Let's say it accidentally happens, you can just bring it back onto Oaken. So there's a lot of information right here. So I'm going to dive so next into portfolios here on the left-hand side. These are basically as your customers, right? Your customer relationship aspect of it. So that's just an overview here. Oh, let me go back to the overview. So remember when I said we talked about files that are like 11 inches thick and you're trying to find a lease or something? So if someone steps in, you can just come in here and type in Adams and it'll pull up everything with the word Adam in it. It could be their profile. So the profile you've created, the lease that has Adams in it. You can see here that this one doesn't have Adams in it. Our technology actually searches in the documentation for the word Adam. So it just pulls up everything, notes that you have taken about Adam. So if you're looking for specific documentation, you can just quickly get in there and find that documentation. It's a very powerful search engine. Okay, I just forgot I wanted to tell you that. So back here, so your land partners are your landowners. You have, like I said, 69 of those. But we talked about those multiple relationships. You actually have 170 contacts. The last time well, let me move this out of the way. The last time you reached out to them, you can look at 30 days. Maybe it's 120 days. I haven't talked to Kim Green in a long time. I probably need to reach out to her so you can see when the last time you talked to them, as well. You can go in here and look at the different land partner contacts. So we can go in here and look at that's a CD Henley Resources. So here's all their contact details, the activities you've had with them, the payments that you've made to this particular relationship. This is really cool. This was feedback from a lot of ways that a lot of things are kept on spreadsheets where it's just linear. Well, this shows you like Rick Sherwood is the point of contact. You can go in here and edit their information. You can, go in here and, change the label, whatever you want. You can do a lot of different things. Maybe you have, like I said, multiple contacts where it's, father, daughter, brother, all those things you can create all that. And then also you can also put in the, 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 the landowner that you're working with. You can include their financial institution, their banker. You can include their lawyer. All that stuff can be built in here. So you can just click on it and get that information right away from them. So it allows you to build that information. It's very powerful, and we got feedback that they wanted it in more of a family tree style, and that has been extreme. And so we built it for them. The customers wanted it, and so we built it for them. And if there are certain things that you need for your farm, we can look at that opportunity for you to help you make it even easier and more useful platform for you to use. So all the documents that you see. So like I want to show you. So this is where you can start to create that 401k experience. Like if it's a lease, these little toggle buttons over here. These are the things that you are sharing with the CD Henley resources. These are the things you're sharing. So you can turn them on and off. And this is what you share in their portal. Let's say it's in their portal, you can just turn it off. It'll shut it off on their side. So you can share leases, expenses, all those types of things. Very, very powerful. And then there's the actual the lease itself, and you can get in here and see all the lease information, rent payment timings. You can take notes. You can attach other documentation, just a whole host of things that you can do. History, remember that history. So who touched the documentation last? You can see that. Again, you can put everybody in here. You can put your plumbers in here. You can do all that. So that is the actual customer relation standpoint. So here is the lease management style. So it tells you right now how many active leases you have, how many expired leases you have, how many are in draft form. It just gives you a quick snapshot up here at the top of how many active leases you have, the lease types, where the lease renewals are at, the acres versus CRP, pasture. It keeps track of all of that for you. You can add a lease, come in here and add a lease, and start to build it yourself. What else can it be do? You can create tasks for those leases. You can come in here, you can set reminders on these leases. I guess I have to select them, but so you can do a lot of different things as well. Um, Payments. So again, there's that CD Henley resources. You can come in here and see that it's paid, mark it as paid. Again, you can do your reconciliation with QuickBooks here as well. So that allows you to keep track of the payments, the payment processes and the reconciliation processes. These are the tasks again. You can how many open tasks you have, how many completed tasks you have. You can filter it. Another cool thing about our platform is I forgot to mention this at the very beginning. Let's see if I can do it from here. So we talked about that searching inside the documentation. I mentioned that at the very beginning. If you look here, none of these documents have the word Uber in them. But if I open it, it has the word Uber inside the document. So our technology actually even searches inside the document. Maybe you're looking for key phrases, keywords inside the document. It doesn't have to, it will search the title or the file name, but it also will search inside the document. Extremely powerful tool. I forgot to mention that on the dashboard. So I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out. So yeah, you can manage your tasks here. You can create tasks. Like I said, if you have field tech ones, farm manager ones, farm managers coming in, I mean, they can hit the ground running because then they see what they need to get done, and it allows them to, for you as an administrator, to see what has been done and what has not been done. So very powerful. All right, let me go down here. I want to shut this off. I want to go to settings next. Okay. And I just want to remember that toggling piece. So this is where you do the dashboard sharing or create that 401k experience. So I'm going to go down here, that 401k experience. Let's see if I can find one that has one a little bit better. Let's just try this one. Let's see if it's got a little more documents in there. Maps, those sort of things. Yeah, here's some that's got acres. So the total acres that they're managing, the average rent per acre that they're getting paid, all the leases that you're working with them on, the payments that you're working with them on, the upcoming all the documents you've put in there for them, upcoming events, maybe like I said, with that particular landowner, you can put that in there again, your Facebooks, your newsletters, all that can be added in there, and it creates that enhanced customer experience. So extremely, extremely a powerful tool for you to create for your and bring that level of service up there. Into settings, again, you can add more social media to your site. We can consume that and file types. Here's where the archives for your documents that we're asked you to permanently delete, or you can restore that document. We talked about that. They have to double delete on Oaken, so that's a little safeguard. There's just lots of different opportunities here, right? So again, in this time frame, I just wanted it to be brief, and I wanted to give you an overview of what Oaken customer relationship lease management platform can do for your operation. Again, the only one on the market that is 100% ag focused, focused in on your number one asset, the land that creates it all, right? When was, and I, when was the last time that you said, when, from an investment standpoint, it's a good investment to have a platform like Oaken from a transition standpoint, from a operations management standpoint, from a return on investment standpoint. This is a reachable technology to help your farming operation scale, be more efficient, and just make life easier, right? It's nice to be able to have a technology that makes your life easier. And anyway, with that, I want to thank you for your time today. If you want to schedule a demo, you can go on oaken.ag, or you can reach out to me at ron@oaken.ag, or myself. Give me a call. I'd be happy to talk more about it. My cell number is 515-494-6374. Thank you so much for your time today. And I really look forward to talking to you about what Oaken could do. I'm going to listen, learn from you, and then we'll dive into what Oaken can do to help you with your operation. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for all you do to help feed the world. Have a great day.